welcome to Sugar and Spice Cook with Huma's Eat Special. Today we're doing a virtual cooking demo with Asia Society Texas and Islamic Art Society USA. I would like to say thank you to Asia Society and Islamic Art Society USA for inviting me to celebrate Eid with all of you. The recipe I am going to share with all of you today is called Murgh Musallam. Murgh means chicken and Musallam means whole. I've learned this recipe from my mom, and we always make this recipe for very special occasions or for very special guests. Probably a lot of you have just heard of this recipe but never made it. It's not very common, but today you guys are going to learn how to make it. So please note down the ingredients. What are we going to need for today's recipe? We're going to need one whole skinless chicken, and I'm going to slit some cuts on the breast part, like so. We are going to need the following ingredients. We need about 1.5 to 2 teaspoons of ginger paste, about 2 to 2.5 teaspoons of garlic paste, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, about 1 to 3/4 teaspoon of salt, 3/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper powder, which is optional. Since we Desi people like our food a little spicy, that's why I add this cayenne pepper in it. If you don't like your food very spicy, you can totally cut it out, so you don't have to add this pepper powder. But we do need about 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper powder, 1/2 teaspoon to 3/4 teaspoon of turmeric powder, 3/4 teaspoon of coriander powder, optional, 3/4 teaspoon of cumin powder, which is also optional, and we need about 2 cups of yogurt and some twine. And we are going to need these 3 ingredients for stuffing. We're going to stuff these 3 ingredients inside the chicken. Some onion, about 1 large onion sliced, 1/2 cup of slivered almonds. You can use any kind of nut like pistachio or cashews instead of almonds. About 3/4 or 1/2 cup of raisins. It's also optional. You want to use black raisins or green raisins, and of course some cooking oil. Alright, here we are going to add our spices and this yogurt. I'm adding our garlic paste, ginger paste, in goes lemon juice, our black pepper, cayenne pepper powder, and salt. Adding our coriander powder, cumin powder, and turmeric powder. And I'm going to mix it pretty well. All the spices are mixed pretty well in this yogurt. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour this yogurt and spices mix up of the chicken. Here I'm going to make sure that I rub this yogurt and spices all over chicken very well. Usually I marinate this chicken in the yogurt and spices a night before, but since I have to do this demo while recording, so I didn't have time to marinate, but I suggest you guys marinate it a night before. Okay, it's pretty well coated with all the spices and yogurt. Now we're going to do our next step. Here I am turning on the stove, and I'm going to add about 1/2 cup of oil, and I'm going to let it heat up. Now I'm adding the sliced onion in our pan, and I'm going to cook this onion until it becomes golden brown. All right, our onion has turned nicely golden brown. Now I'm going to turn off the stove. We'll take it out actually and strain it from the oil. In the same oil, we're going to fry these raisins for maybe 1 minute or so. Not for too long, just maybe hardly 1 minute. Here, the raisins are ready to be taken out from this oil. And I'm going to add this fried onion and fried raisins in this little bowl. And I'm going to add slivered almonds, maybe a pinch of or half a teaspoon of black pepper powder, and about 2 tablespoons, just 2 tablespoons of yogurt, and mix it pretty well. And now we're going to stuff these fried onions along almonds and raisins and our chicken. There it is. Okay, now I have this mixture of raisins, slivered almonds, and fried onions. We're going to stuff it inside our marinated chicken. You also has an option to add some lemon zest either in your marinade or in the stuffing. I tried to keep it simple for you guys, so that's why I didn't add it any, but if you guys want to, please go ahead. Okay, now we're going to tie the legs with a piece of twine. Okay, here now I have to get my hands a little messy. All right, it's all tied up. Now we're going to transfer it in our pan. I'm going to place the chicken breast side down. And I'm going to reduce the heat. You need to leave your stove level on low flame here to let the chicken cook. I'm going to add all the remaining marinade in the pan. We don't want to waste it. We want all the spices, the flavor in our chicken. I'm going to cover the lid and I'm going to let the chicken cook from each side, probably about 20 to 22 minutes on very low heat. Meanwhile, I'll keep on checking on it. All right, I've changed the side of the chicken. I let the breast side down cook for 22 to 25 minutes. And now I am cooking the chicken from the other side. Going to close. And I'm going to cook the chicken from this side for about the same time as well, 20-22 minutes. Okay, let's check on the chicken. You see, we didn't add any extra water. This is all just yogurt and chicken's juices or moisture that came out. What I'm trying to do is kind of tilt it from the side so the leg part can be cooked properly. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to increase the flame as it's going to cook from the sides as well. I'm going to evaporate the moisture, or let's say this gravy. We don't want it totally dry. I'll show you how much moisture is needed for our Murgh Musallam. At the same time, I am pouring this gravy on all parts of chicken so it can absorb all the spices and flavor very well. Now, some of you are gonna think probably that if you guys can bake it in the oven. I've never done it so far, but if you think it's easier for you that way, you can go ahead and bake it as well. But when you cook it on the stove top in the pan, it fries, or let's say it browns up really nicely along the gravy. Okay, now I'm going to turn it to the other side, so other leg part can cook evenly. Now do the same thing, pouring the gravy on top of the chicken from this side. The chicken is pretty much done. Maybe I'll cook it for another 5 minutes on high flame. Alright, our Murgh Musallam is ready, and we need about 3/4, or let's say half a cup of moisture or gravy for this dish. Don't make it totally dry. Okay, now I have fried some potato wedges. It's optional, it's totally up to you. I'm going to spread it around. I have also some grilled sweet peppers. Okay, now we're going to drizzle all this gravy on top of chicken and grilled peppers and potatoes. I usually stick a piece of silver paper on top of the chicken breast, but I couldn't find it yesterday. It was raining and pouring so bad, so I was pretty much stuck at home. If you have it handy, you can go ahead and use it to make it look even more appealing. Some mint sprigs for looks, to add some green in it. Here it is. Our Murgh Musallam is all ready. That's it for today's recipe, Murgh Musallam. I hope you like the recipe and you guys gonna give it a try. And I wish you guys a very, very happy Eid. I'll see you guys again with a dessert recipe. Don't forget to subscribe my channel, Sugar and Spice Cook with Huma on YouTube.